My name is Marek Drywa. I'm a senior director at Worley. Worley is a global engineering contractor company present in the market for several decades already and mainly within the energy industry. As Worley, we see many companies taking the journey from the very beginning, from the concept stage, following to the feasibility studies and then trying to implement the project. So we have a privilege to observe this cycle. A lot of times in European energy transition projects we see the business cases being quite undefined sometimes, and our role is to try to help that journey. We certainly see a lot of challenges that the companies face in terms of the regulatory pressures and regulatory requirements which they need to fill in, which we need to support them in. So those lengthy regulatory processes are certainly slowing down and making the companies uncertain. Additionally, this is a new technology often that we are talking about, and this have not been tried oftentimes. And companies need to take the risk, and they need to de-risk the projects with our help. Well, the industry currently in energy transition in Europe faces a lot of uncertainties. Certainly the world is not quite moving in the same direction today as Europe is. So a lot of times we see the industrial players in Europe facing a choice about investment in Europe or investment in countries where there is not so much regulation, not so much expectation for the emissions reduction. So we see a lot of companies which basically are splitting their investment assets between the continents and between different regions. What is in Europe certainly is expected to be low carbon, and it's expected to be largely decarbonized, which again for those large companies provides an additional challenge. So this, I would say, is quite prominent trend that we see a different speed of decarbonization in different regions of the world. I am going to share some observations from the engineering contractor's perspective. And one of the observations that we have is that the complexity of the projects in Europe is sometimes overwhelming. So we see this is not helping the execution of the projects. The supply chains are very long, the projects are becoming very expensive and very much delayed. So I'm going to share some of these observations. I'm going to show and speak about some opportunities that we see in the market as well. But I'll be also quite honest about what we see as a challenge currently, because it's quite clear that not everything is going smoothly as expected, and we will discuss that a little bit in the Q&A session today as well.